Meetings are supposed to move work forward, but for most people, they do the opposite. You sit through back-to-back calls, take half notes, miss key moments, promise follow-ups you forget by the end of the day, and then spend hours afterward trying to remember what actually happened. If you've ever left a meeting thinking, "That felt important, but I'm not sure what we decided," you're not alone. This is where AI is quietly changing the way modern teams work, not by replacing people, but by removing the mental clutter that drains productivity. Today, we're talking about how AI can streamline meetings and follow-ups automatically, in a way that actually feels natural, helpful, and human. Let's start with the problem. Most meetings fail for three simple reasons. First, no one is fully present. People are multitasking, replying to emails, or worrying about what to say next. Second, information gets lost. Decisions, action items, and ideas disappear the moment the call ends. And third, follow-ups rely on memory, which is unreliable, especially after a long day. AI steps in at exactly these pressure points. Imagine joining a meeting knowing you don't have to write everything down. You don't have to worry about missing a decision. You don't have to guess who's responsible for what. AI-powered meeting tools can listen in the background, capture conversations, and turn them into structured, usable information without interrupting the flow of the meeting itself. One of the biggest changes AI brings is real-time transcription. Not the clunky, error-filled transcripts we're used to, but clean, readable summaries that understand context, not just words. This matters more than it sounds. When people know the meeting is being accurately captured, they relax. They speak more freely. They listen more closely. And they engage in real discussion instead of trying to document everything. But transcription alone isn't the real breakthrough. The real power is in understanding the meeting. Modern AI can identify decisions, deadlines, and responsibilities automatically. It can tell the difference between casual discussion and a firm commitment. It knows when someone says, "I'll take care of that by Friday," that this is an action item, not just conversation. That's a big deal, because traditionally, follow-ups depend on one person, usually the meeting organizer, remembering everything correctly and sending a summary later. And if that doesn't happen, momentum dies. AI removes that single point of failure. After the meeting ends, the system can instantly generate a clear summary. What was discussed? What decisions were made en route? Who is responsible for what? And when things are due. No guessing. No rewinding recordings. No awkward, just checking in emails. Now let's talk about follow-ups, the part everyone hates but everyone needs. Follow-ups are where meetings either succeed or fail. AI can automatically draft follow-up emails or messages based on the meeting content. Not generic templates, but messages that reflect the actual conversation. For example, instead of "just following up on our meeting," you get something closer to, "Based on today's discussion, John will deliver the first draft by Thursday, and Sarah will review it by Monday." Clear, polite, specific, human. And because AI can integrate with tools like calendars, task managers, and CRMs, these follow-ups don't just live in an email. They become real tasks with reminders and deadlines. This is especially powerful for remote and hybrid teams. When people are working across time zones, New York, London, Sydney, things slip through the cracks fast. AI creates a shared source of truth that everyone can rely on, regardless of where they are or when they're working. There's also an emotional side to this that doesn't get talked about enough. Meetings are stressful. People worry about being misunderstood. They worry about forgetting commitments. They worry about being blamed later for something that was never clearly assigned. AI reduces that anxiety. It's not about who remembered what, it's about what was actually agreed on. And here's something important. AI doesn't remove human judgment. You're still in control. You can edit summaries. You can adjust action items. You can decide what gets shared and what stays internal. AI simply gives you a strong first draft instantly. Picture a manager running weekly team meetings. Before AI, they spent half the meeting taking notes, then another hour afterward writing summaries and chasing people for updates. By the time the next meeting rolled around, half the action items were already late. With AI handling the capture and follow-up, that manager walks into the meeting focused. They ask better questions. They listen instead of typing. And when the meeting ends, the work is already organized. For individuals, the impact is just as real. If you're in sales, AI can automatically log meeting notes into your CRM, highlight objections, and flag buying signals without you having to do extra admin at the end of the day. If you're in product or engineering, AI can track decisions, surface unresolved questions, and make sure nothing gets lost between planning and execution. If you're in HR or operations, AI can help document sensitive conversations clearly and consistently, reducing misunderstandings and protecting everyone involved. But there's a fair concern that comes up here. Some people worry AI will make meetings feel robotic, less personal, less human. In practice, the opposite often happens. When people aren't distracted by note-taking or worried about remembering everything, they're more present. Conversations feel more natural. Discussions go deeper, and meetings become shorter and more focused. The key is how AI is used. The best teams don't let AI run the meeting. They let it support the meeting. AI listens quietly. It organizes information in the background, and it steps forward only when it's useful after the meeting ends. Another important point: trust. For AI-powered meetings to work, people need to trust how their data is handled. That means clear permissions, transparency, and the ability to turn features on or off. Good tools make this easy. They show what's being captured. They let users edit or delete summaries, and they respect privacy boundaries. When that trust is in place, adoption happens naturally. And here's where things get really interesting. Over time, AI doesn't just help with individual meetings, it improves how organizations work as a whole. Patterns start to emerge. AI can show which meetings lead to real outcomes and which ones don't. It can highlight recurring blockers. It can reveal where decisions get delayed or follow-ups consistently fall apart. That insight helps leaders redesign how they communicate fewer meetings, clearer agendas, better outcomes. This is especially valuable in fast-moving environments, where speed and clarity matter more than ever. Instead of asking, "Did we talk about this last week?" teams can ask, "What did we decide and what's next?" And that's a powerful shift. Now, let's be honest for a moment. AI won't fix bad meetings on its own. If meetings have no agenda, no purpose, and no accountability, technology won't magically save them. But when meetings are intentional, AI becomes a force multiplier. It protects time, it reduces friction, and it turns conversations into action. Looking ahead, this technology is only getting better. AI is moving toward understanding tone, intent, and even emotional cues, helping teams spot misalignment early before it becomes conflict. It's also becoming more personalized, learning how different teams work and adapting to their style instead of forcing a rigid structure. The future of meetings isn't about more automation. It's about less waste, less repetition, less confusion, less follow-up chaos, and more focus on the work that actually matters. If meetings are a big part of your professional life, whether you're leading them, contributing to them, and the teams that learn to use it thoughtfully will have a real advantage, not because they work harder, but because they work clearer. If you found this breakdown useful, take a moment to like the video. It really helps more professionals find content like this. Subscribe if you want more practical conversations about how technology is changing the way we actually work, not just how it's marketed. And drop a comment below. What's the one thing you wish meetings did better for you right now? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.